We are seeing such a rare giant object from interstellar space, and it also looks anomalous in other ways.
For centuries, unknown objects, otherworldly crafts, and mysterious lights have moved through our space and skies.
Look at this. Get out of the way. Look at this.
Vanishing before answers ever surfaced. But this time, something feels different. A mysterious object named 3I Atlas has entered our solar system.
Take a look at this strange object that was seen floating in front of the moon.
And what it's doing out there has everyone watching closely. Take a look.
If it's a technological object, then it might maneuver itself.
It began as a faint dot, almost invisible against the endless black. On July 1st, 2025, the Atlas Telescope system in Chile picked it up, a moving speck that didn't quite fit with the rest of the night sky. This visitor wasn't from our solar system at all. It came from somewhere far beyond. This mysterious wanderer was named 3I Atlas, officially the third confirmed interstellar object ever discovered, after 2017's Oumuamua and 2019's Borisov. It was spotted on July 1st, 2025, and within hours, observatories around the world turned their instruments toward it. Early observations showed that it wasn't just a rock. It had a coma, a hazy cloud of gas and dust surrounding its icy body. That meant it was a comet, and one that had been traveling through interstellar space for possibly millions of years before finding its way here. Its orbit told the full story. Unlike comets that loop around the sun, 3I Atlas followed a hyperbolic trajectory, meaning it was just passing through, never to return. Data from NASA and the European Space Agency confirmed that it had come from deep space, cutting across the solar system on a one-way journey. Its speed was astonishing hundreds of thousands of kilometers per hour, too fast to be captured by the sun's gravity. Using the Gemini North Telescope, Hubble, and ground observatories from Hawaii to Chile, astronomers tracked its path and brightness changes every night. Hubble's images estimated the object's nucleus to be no larger than about 3.5 miles, 5.6 kilometers, possibly even smaller, a chunk of ice and dust older than our sun itself. But what truly caught everyone's attention were its unusual materials. SphereX data showed a strong presence of carbon dioxide around the comet, yet barely any carbon monoxide, a pattern rarely seen in comets from our system. Journey and observations. As it moved closer to the sun, 3I Atlas came alive. The heat made its icy surface release gas, forming a glowing tail that stretched for thousands of kilometers. Ground telescopes, Gemini, observatories in Chile, Hawaii, Australia tracked the object across the sky, keeping pace with its rapid motion, moving toward Mars. In early October 2025, 3I Atlas reached its most dramatic moment, a close pass by Mars, coming within just a few million kilometers of the planet. For a brief window, orbiters like Mars Express and ExoMars Trace. Gas Orbiter turned their cameras toward the faint traveler, capturing snapshots of an object born in another star system, flying through the skies above Mars. Those images became some of the most talked about visuals in space history. On social media, people started comparing clips of its glow to artificial lights or structures that went viral. Was it a probe, a message, or even an observation device from another world? People began calling it the Interstellar Messenger, but the scientific side stayed steady. NASA and ESA publicly released raw data, trajectory charts, and brightness logs showing no sign of manipulation or control. They reminded everyone that 3I Atlas, like Oumuamua before it, followed the laws of gravity, just with properties we didn't fully understand yet. But its latest route kept people talking. As of October 2025, 3I Atlas is nearing its closest approach to the Sun. The perihelion, expected around October 29th to 30th, 2025, at roughly 1.4 astronomical units from the Sun, inside Mars's orbit. Even at its closest, it stays far from Earth, about 270 million kilometers away, meaning there's no danger. For a few weeks, it will disappear behind the sun's glare, hidden from our telescopes, before reappearing in December 2025 for one last look as it fades into the distance. Scientists believe that as it moves away, spacecraft like JUICE on its way to Jupiter's moons might still catch brief glimpses of it. After that, 3I Atlas will begin its final outbound journey, leaving our solar system forever. The data collected by Hubble, JWST, and ground observatories will keep researchers busy for years, helping them understand how materials form and behave in star systems beyond our own. Yet, while the data piles up, so do the theories. Some claim its timing, appearing right when several deep space probes are active, can't be a coincidence. Others point to gaps in online telescope feeds, claiming censorship. What do you guys think about it? Comment below. While searching for answers about 3I Atlas, other clips surfaced online, adding fuel to the growing mystery. Crew 9 Mystery. NASA's live broadcast of the Crew 9 launch on September 28, 2024, captured something that wasn't supposed to be there. Mid-launch, a small object drifted into view, then, without warning, changed direction and sped away. Its sharp turn and burst of motion didn't match anything known, not debris, not satellites. The fact that it appeared during a high-security mission made the event even harder to dismiss. NASA didn't comment, but for those watching, it raised the same question that's lingered for decades. Are we the only ones observing? Or are we also being observed? Shifting object. In 2020, NASA released footage from the International Space Station showing a long, cylindrical object slowly approaching Earth's orbit. As it drew near, it suddenly changed, reshaping itself into a glowing sphere before disappearing entirely. No known technology can morph and vanish like that. Some viewers linked it to ancient tales of plasma beings that move freely across dimensions, shifting form as they travel. Officially, the event was logged as unidentified, but many believe the object demonstrated a type of technology that bends what we perceive as reality. The video ends with empty space, as if the visitor slipped into another realm just beyond our view. Sky blaze. On January 16, 2025, the internet was flooded with videos of glowing streaks zipping across the night sky. People immediately linked it to UFO or some sort of alien arrival, but the truth turned out to be more down to earth. Literally, experts later confirmed it was debris from a SpaceX rocket burning up as it re-entered the atmosphere over the Turks and Caicos Islands. When rockets launch, they leave behind parts that eventually fall back toward Earth. As these pieces hit the atmosphere, the heat from friction turns them into fiery trails that look like glowing comets. The sight may have looked extraordinary, but it was a dramatic, natural end to a man-made object's journey. Lunar Gate. In 2021, an amateur astronomer's home telescope captured something that reignited old lunar legends. His footage showed a disc-shaped craft moving directly toward the moon, but instead of passing by, it entered. A dark circular opening appeared on the surface, almost like a door, pulling the object inward before sealing shut again. In moments, the moon's face looked completely untouched. For years, people have speculated that the moon might be hollow or home to hidden bases beneath its craters. This video only fueled that belief, suggesting there could be an entrance that opens and closes so seamlessly, it leaves no trace at all. ISS orbs. During a live NASA broadcast, sharp-eyed viewers noticed something unusual near the International Space Station, a glowing orb drifting calmly through the darkness. Moments later, a smaller light appeared beside it, moving in sync before suddenly reversing direction and disappearing into the void. NASA did not explain. The synchronized motion, however, suggested control, not random debris. To many watching, it looked like two crafts communicating in silence before parting ways. The real question wasn't what they were, but why they behaved like they knew each other's moves. Still object. In 2018, during a routine NASA spacewalk outside the ISS, an astronaut's helmet camera recorded something unusual. Far in the distance floated an oddly shaped object. Long and uneven, yet perfectly still. It didn't drift or spin like normal debris, nor did it look like any satellite part. It seemed like a fragment from something ancient. The video lasted only seconds, but it was enough to stir curiosity. Some believed it could be an interstellar rock trapped in Earth's orbit, while others compared it to the mysterious Oumuamua, suggesting we might not notice how often such visitors pass close to us. Egg retrieval. In 2025, News Nation released leaked footage that quickly drew global attention. It showed what appeared to be a covert recovery team retrieving an egg-shaped craft under bright floodlights. Whistleblower Jake Barber later claimed he had been part of that mission. He described the object as smooth, white, and completely seamless, about the size of an SUV, with no engines or visible heat signature. Whatever it was, it looked untouched and completely intact. Unlike any known aircraft, the clip reignited long-standing rumors about hidden programs collecting technology not made by humans. If Barber's story holds true, this might be the clearest proof of that yet. Mystery on Mars. In 2021, NASA's rover captured an image that puzzled both scientists and the public. A saucer-shaped object appeared in the thin Martian atmosphere, not moving, not falling, just floating still. Many dismissed it as a glitch, but its perfect symmetry kept the debate alive. Then, in 2022, another rover sequence deepened the mystery. The Martian horizon looked calm until a distant object appeared and vanished within seconds. Analysts noticed it matched a well-known UFO sighting from Chile years earlier. Two connected shapes leaving a faint trail, possibly from a propulsion system. A month later, NASA's Ingenuity helicopter sent back another surprising view. A saucer-like wreck tangled with parachute fabric, half buried in dust. Officials said it was Perseverance's landing shell. Yet, its appearance, round, metallic, and surrounded by debris, looked oddly familiar to crash reports from Earth. One photo could be a coincidence, two might be luck, but three in a row hint at a pattern. NASA calls it debris, but many believe these images show traces of something more. Quiet activity on Mars, perhaps signs of life or technology already settled long before we arrived. Unknown visitor.
Roger, and stand by, we'll take a look at it.
While astronauts were conducting an orbital mission near the ISS, a strange sight appeared in their footage. A symmetrical, wing-like object drifted into frame, rotating smoothly as if something was controlling it. It didn't tumble like normal debris, and after a few minutes of steady spinning, it stopped moving completely, defying how objects behave in space. NASA never shared any public statement about it, leaving endless guesses to fill the silence. Some think it wasn't junk at all, but an advanced probe, maybe not from Earth. And that sudden stop? Possibly a deliberate maneuver, suggesting technology far beyond our own. Signal beyond Earth. During one of SpaceX's launches, viewers spotted something unusual far in the background. Multiple glowing objects hovering near the edge of the frame. One of them blinked rhythmically, almost like it was sending out a coded signal. It then made a few sharp turns that defied any known flight pattern before fading away completely. Neither NASA nor SpaceX addressed the incident, which only fueled theories that it was a form of communication, maybe even an exchange between humans and something else. The last moment of the video shows the light dimming, as if its silent message had already reached its destination. Moon Drifter.
We have an unidentified flying object.
An official space account once shared a brief but fascinating clip. A saucer-shaped craft gliding silently past the moon. It moved smoothly across the frame and vanished just seconds later. Declassified reports from as far back as the 1960s have mentioned mysterious lunar activity, hinting at something more beneath those craters. Soon after, the agency quietly removed all mentions of the video, but archived versions still exist. The footage left one lingering thought. What if the moon isn't just a satellite we visit, but a station that's been quietly watching us all along?
It just seems to be tagging along with it.
Sky portal. While exploring a remote area, a man looked up and spotted an unusual cloud formation in the sky. A circular shape glowed faintly, releasing what looked like a beam that connected to a smaller orb. Moments later, the orb expanded, forming another perfect circle. When the video reached the internet, people were divided. Some believed it showed a UFO attempting to open a gateway between dimensions, while others said it might just be a rare natural occurrence. Still, a few insisted that something, or someone, was performing a silent activity high above, beyond our usual understanding. Lunar descent. In 2021, an amateur astronomer filming the moon caught something strange. A bright, glowing object hovered above the surface, steady and silent. Then, right before his eyes, it released a smaller light that dropped directly into the lunar ground and vanished without a trace. The footage was grainy, like most captured from Earth, but the movement seemed too precise to dismiss. Many who studied the video believed it might show an entrance point, suggesting something hidden beneath the moon's crust. It added weight to the old theory that the moon isn't just rock and dust, but might be home to secret hollow chambers. Lucky capture. A young woman was recording herself outdoors when her camera caught something breathtaking. A bright streak of light racing across the night sky. It glowed blue, trailing a faint red tail that lit up the horizon. People across Spain and Portugal witnessed it too, filling social media with excitement and questions. It was later confirmed to be a small comet fragment speeding through the atmosphere. Her video went viral instantly, with many joking that she was as lucky as a movie character witnessing a once-in-a-lifetime scene. The moment became a reminder that the universe always has surprises waiting when we least expect them. Ring of fire. People couldn't believe their eyes when a massive ring of fire appeared high above the sky. It looked like a glowing portal had opened, suspended in the clouds. At first, many assumed it was a prank or edited footage, until more witnesses shared their own clips from different angles. In some videos, the ring seemed to flicker and burn for real, leaving everyone speechless. Was it something beyond our world? Or just an optical illusion caused by the atmosphere? With so many strange events unfolding in our skies lately, it's becoming harder to tell what's real and what's not. Maybe time will reveal the truth. Moon formation. On March 26, 2020, a sky watcher in Canada pointed his telescope at the moon and caught something extraordinary. Several disc-shaped objects were gliding in perfect formation just above the craters. They were large, bright, and moved with uncanny precision before fading out of view within seconds. It wasn't the first time something unusual had been seen near the moon, but the scale of these discs stood out. Some believe they belong to hidden civilizations using the moon as a base. Others think they were cloaked by advanced technology that hides them from our eyes and instruments. Whatever they were, they didn't behave like anything we've built. Daylight orb. In broad daylight, people suddenly noticed something unusual, a bright orb floating silently above them. It glowed so intensely that it cast a wide circle of light across the sky. Crowds stopped to stare, unsure of what they were witnessing. It's rare to see something shine that bright under the sun, and it made the scene even more surreal. Some thought it might be an alien craft no longer hiding, while others guessed it could be a rare atmospheric effect. The orb eventually faded, leaving behind more questions than answers. Whatever it was, it turned an ordinary day into something unforgettable. Solar visitor. While studying the sun, an amateur astronomer recorded something that didn't make sense: a giant, dark object moving across the sun's fiery surface. The same shape had been seen before in NASA's images, connected to the sun by thin, plasma-like threads. NASA explained these events as imaging glitches, but the repeated pattern made many question that claim. The sheer size of the object was staggering. Some suggested it could be an enormous ship drawing energy directly from the sun itself. If that theory holds any truth, our star might not just be a source of light, but also a massive power station for travelers far beyond Earth. Glitch sky.
Artificial background, an artificial sky.
A strange theory has been circulating online, the idea that our world might be part of a simulation. One mysterious video gave that theory new attention. It showed what looked like a glitch in the sky, thin, circuit-like lines spreading outward near the sun, as if the sky was rebooting. The person who filmed it claimed it was proof of an artificial system controlling our reality. Some viewers dismissed it as a digital error or reflection, while others said it felt too structured to be random. If the clip is genuine, it raises a haunting thought. Maybe the sky above us isn't entirely natural, and we're living inside something designed.
Look at this. Get out of the way. Look at this.
Lunar ring. Back in 2019, telescopes caught a breathtaking moment: a blazing object racing straight toward the moon before colliding with its surface. The impact sent out a perfect circle of smoke that rippled outward and wrapped around the lunar body before fading away. Officials called it a small asteroid strike, but many weren't convinced. It's extremely rare for an impact to form such a flawless ring. To some observers, it looked less like debris meeting rock and more like an energy burst. That led to a strange idea. Maybe the moon's crust isn't just natural. Maybe it's built to absorb shocks and protect something hidden beneath. If so, that glowing ring wasn't damaged at all. It was defense. Australian fireball. On October 10th, 2024, early morning skies over Australia lit up with a blazing fireball racing across the horizon. Witnesses described a vivid bluish-green trail, a telltale sign of a meteor rich in iron and nickel. Scientists explained that meteors travel at incredible speeds, sometimes exceeding 50,000 kilometers per hour, which is why they can be seen from great distances. Experts believe this one likely broke apart in the atmosphere before reaching the ground, though some fragments might still have survived. The event occurred right around the Draconid meteor shower, usually best seen in the northern hemisphere. Yet this dazzling streak managed to give southern viewers a rare and unforgettable show. Watching sphere.
This object you see here was caught on camera flying past the SpaceX rocket just minutes after liftoff last week.
During SpaceX's Crew Dragon launch on April 23, 2021, cameras caught something unexpected just minutes after liftoff as the capsule separated from the Falcon 9 booster. A small spherical object glided into view. It drifted dangerously close to the rocket before moving off into open space. Officials suggested it could have been a piece of frozen oxygen breaking off during flight, but no solid confirmation ever came. The object's timing and path made many believe it wasn't random at all. Perhaps it was watching. For years, strange objects have appeared near space missions, often dismissed as debris. But clips like this one keep people wondering, could someone or something be quietly observing humanity's steps beyond Earth?
Yeah, the internet lighting up with questions over this video. Did the object come from the rocket or from somewhere else?
Green meteor. On the night of September 5th, 2023, people in Erzurum, Turkey, looked up to see something breathtaking, a glowing streak cutting through the sky, lighting everything in shades of green. For a moment, it felt like a scene from another world. Some locals thought it was fireworks. Others whispered it might be something far stranger. Soon, experts confirmed the truth. It was a meteor, and the vivid green glow came from its high nickel and iron content. The light was so bright that it briefly outshone Venus itself. While most meteors burn up before reaching the ground, some do leave fragments behind. But in this case, no remains were ever found. Cut feed. Back in March 2018, an astronaut was working outside the International Space Station when something strange appeared on the live feed. A gray object drifted into view, hovering quietly above the station for just a few seconds, and then, without warning, NASA's live stream cut out. Officials later said it could have been debris or even the moon crossing the frame, but the timing made people suspicious. Viewers believed NASA had intentionally stopped the stream to hide what might have been a craft. One not built by us. If that's true, this moment could have been the closest we've come to catching visitors near Earth's orbit on camera. Moon impact. A man shared a video online claiming he had captured something incredible, a meteor entering Earth's orbit, glowing deep red as it streaked across the night sky toward the moon. Within seconds, it struck with a brilliant flash, lighting up the lunar surface and space around it. Thankfully, no danger reached Earth. Soon after, another video surfaced, this time in daylight, showing what looked like a similar object crashing into the moon again, sending a ripple of light across the sky. Some viewers thought the footage was computer-generated, but the uploader swore it was real. If these impacts truly happened, it raises a haunting thought. What exactly is striking the moon, and how often does it happen without us even noticing? Impact before eclipse.
Karen, did you see that?
Just a few days before the 2024 solar eclipse, a man filming the moon caught something unexpected. Through his camera, an object appeared racing toward the moon's surface, and then a bright impact followed. He thought it could have been a lost rocket, but once the footage went online, theories spread fast. Some called it proof of a visiting craft arriving for research, while others doubted its authenticity altogether. Things got even stranger when a satellite clip showed the same event from another angle, a glowing collision on the moon. Whether it was real or a hoax, no one could agree, and the mystery only grew. Festival mystery. Over a field in Thailand, a strange dark object slowly descended from a swirl of black smoke. People nearby stopped to watch, recording the scene in confusion. Some guessed it was falling space debris, while others whispered that it could be something far stranger. The truth, however, was much simpler. It turned out to be a burned-out rocket from Thailand's traditional rocket festival, a yearly event meant to invite rainfall for crops. Another rocket can even be seen bursting in the sky behind it. Still, the eerie footage spread across social media, turning a local celebration into a viral cosmic mystery. Oak Cliff Lights. A strange sight appeared in the skies over Oak Cliff, Texas. A massive saucer-like craft hovered silently, with a bright beam of light shining straight down from its base. As the person filming zoomed out, a plane could be seen flying in its direction, just as the clip suddenly ended. No aftermath, no continuation. That abrupt cut left everyone guessing whether the pilot saw it, if the object vanished, or if the moment was never meant to be shown in full. Lights in sky. Late one night, a man out for a walk noticed a string of colorful lights racing across the sky. They left behind a faint red trail that shimmered for a few seconds before fading. Curious, he uploaded the clip online, where it quickly exploded in popularity. Some said it was a meteor burning through the atmosphere. Others were convinced it was a UFO making its presence known. But then, it happened again. This time, a bright yellow glow streaked by and disappeared mid-air. Was it just falling debris, or a display from something advanced watching from above? The debate hasn't stopped since. Sound of space. In August 2022, NASA shared a recording that stunned everyone: the sound of a black hole. They had taken pressure waves from the Perseus galaxy cluster and translated them into audio, creating a deep, haunting hum unlike anything heard before. Scientists explain that while space is mostly a vacuum, certain clusters filled with gas can carry vibrations, and those vibrations can be turned into sound. NASA called it a scientific milestone, but to many listeners, it felt almost alive. The tone was eerie, unsettling, and strangely rhythmic, like a signal rather than random noise. Black holes are known for consuming matter endlessly, but what if they also send out messages in frequencies we barely understand? Surfboard object. On March 5th and 6th, 2024, NASA's lunar mission captured a series of images that stirred up instant curiosity. Floating near the moon was what looked like a surfboard-shaped object. The photos spread quickly online. Some claimed it was an alien craft. Others said it might be part of a hidden project. But soon, the real answer came out. The object was South Korea's Danuri lunar orbiter, launched in 2022. It just happened to pass by NASA's Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter at the perfect moment, both moving in nearly parallel orbits, but in opposite directions. The quick pass made Danuri appear as a thin, blurred line, giving it that strange surfboard look that briefly sent imaginations racing. Solar portal.
I wasn't sure if this was an issue, so I thought it'd be kind.
It was a quiet evening in 2022 when a man pointed his phone toward the sun, capturing a glow that seemed to pulse around it. Then, without warning, the light flared so intensely that his camera blacked out. When the feed returned, something strange filled the frame, a dark void right above the sun. Authorities brushed it off as a lens flare, but the sudden burst and shadowed center felt too precise to dismiss. Some viewers believed it wasn't just light, but a glimpse of dimensional activity, a moment when the sun revealed a hidden gateway. Could our star be more than a burning sphere? Maybe it's a portal.
What do you think? Should I alert the local authorities?
Lights over river. One man's quiet night by the river turned into a scene he'd never forget. Out of nowhere, a cascade of bright lights began falling from the sky, like glowing raindrops drifting toward the water. The sight was mesmerizing, yet strangely unsettling. Some said it looked like a meteor shower. Others believed it might have been an alien craft releasing smaller objects. No one could explain where the lights came from, or why they vanished without a trace. The clip spread online, sparking endless debate. But to this day, no one has confirmed if the footage was real or a cleverly crafted illusion. Sky cavern. Somewhere near a hillside, a man recorded a sky that didn't look like any he'd seen before. Strange lights drifted across, and the sky itself seemed textured, like a vast cave ceiling stretching above the world. The night was clear, so it couldn't have been cloudy. Was it digital trickery, or something far stranger happening overhead? Shadow on moon.
Take a look at this strange object that was seen floating in front of the moon.
In 2020, an amateur astronomer aimed his telescope at the moon and caught something that left him speechless. A massive shadowy object glided across the lunar surface, blocking part of it with a shape that didn't match any known satellite or aircraft. It wasn't a balloon or a plane. Its edges looked solid, structured, and distant. NASA did not clarify, and the footage remains unexplained. Some theorists believe it was a colossal craft orbiting the moon, its outline hidden by sheer distance. The idea that something so large could quietly move between Earth and the moon still leaves many wondering what else might be up there, unseen.
What do you think it is? Is this something in the lens? Maybe something close to the Earth?
Sedona Fleet.
No, I just watched them all appear out of thin air.
On September 9th, 2025, the desert sky above Bradshaw Ranch in Sedona, Arizona, came alive with motion. Photographer Lily Nova was out shooting when several white discs appeared above the mesas. They didn't move in formation. Each one drifted in its own direction, like they were scanning the land below. Locals weren't surprised. Bradshaw Ranch has long been tied to strange activity and secret experiments. When Nova posted her footage online that night, it reignited talk about covert aerial projects, or possibly something not from here at all. Whether advanced drones or uninvited visitors, the Sedona fleet became the latest addition to the ranch's long list of mysteries.
They were not lying. Wow.
Skybeam. Another bizarre event surfaced from Ludwigsburg, Germany. Late one night, a bright green laser beam shot down from the sky, glowing vividly with what looked like a green orb at its source. People called it everything from a prank to a sign of contact. Then, a few weeks later, a second beam appeared, this time red, pouring from the sky in almost the same place. Coincidence or something trying to reach out? No one really knows.